Alright, this is an update on the bandsaw, which doesn't thrill most people, but this is actually kind of important. Okay, so let's see if I can show you this. Can you see? Can you see how this piece is angled on this side? It's angled pretty bad. And this piece is straight. And then this cut right here is angled pretty bad. Same as that. So what happened is the blade, the adjustment for it, its tilt was correct. The problem, the flaw, was these bolts here and here that hold the bearings had gotten loose or knocked out of adjustment in the move. So the blade could wiggle back and forth here real easy and go clunk, 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 and that's why it was drifting. So let's see, this piece, I don't know if that looks perfectly straight or not, actually. That may not be perfectly straight. Well, anyway, it's a hell of a lot straighter than this cut. This one that's sliced in there, you can see it's at a terrible angle. And I can't remember. Oh yeah, this one was another old one that had been cut too, but this one's dead straight. Okay, see the difference? This one on this side straight, that one's obviously really crooked. So it helped a lot to get that done. And the reason this has any importance at all, here, let me bring this bad boy down so I don't knock this whole thing over. The reason that's important is this last collar here. The outside diameter's not done yet. I got to bring it smaller a little bit and smooth the inside. When I cut this in half on the other bushings, it cut it at a really bad angle, and I lost like 4/10 of an inch of material. So it made the bushings narrower than they needed to be. There's no real dimension. I mean, anything over an inch is probably good enough, but you don't want to just throw material away, especially after working so hard on it. So once this gets brought down in diameter, I'm going to put this piece on that bandsaw and cut this piece in half, and this will be to fit the 2.5-inch EMT down to the 2-inch EMT. So that should make it work good, and then you through bolt it a couple places and it should be stronger than heck. So anyway, that's the news on the mast. The antenna itself, the Starduster, you can see I got three, these are the down-sloping radials, the ground radials. This one's a solid piece, and I machined the, I used a die for most of it, and then the end of it I just had to back cut it. So these are all done. These two are original, and this one is a solid, because that's what I had. And the screws that are required to hold it together are number 8 by 1/4 inch, and I couldn't find them anywhere. So I had a bag of old screws that were number 8s but 1 inch long. So I don't know if I'm going to hack these off with, you know, dikes or angle grinder or whatever, but I'll decide that later. And here's the center piece, comes out of the hub, and you can see where the coax would screw on there. So basically all of the long radials are done, which is great news. There's the hub. The washers and nuts and stuff had old silicone on them or something that I'd put on there back in the 70s. So I just got to clean that up. And that'll do it, man. No, that won't do it. Here's the rest of it. Where's the rest of it? Okay. So these three radials have to be held apart, otherwise they'll flex and then break. So those pieces are missing. So these are old TV antenna rods that I think are long enough. I need to machine a center hub that'll fit over the mast, and then each one of these will stick out every 120 degrees and spread that all out. So I've got to cut these to the right length, make the centerpiece, and then make the end pieces that are plastic that mount to these. And they mount just right there above where those screws went through. And they're probably in a box somewhere, but you know, it could take me the rest of my life to find shit here in boxes. So anyway, the factory stuff is pretty much restored. I just got to get these parts done, and kind of dividing my time up between the mast work and the antenna work. Here, as you can see, the mast, this is the new piece. That's 2.5 inches inside diameter. Actually, they make it a 1/16 bigger, so it's 2 5/8 ID, and I don't know how big it is on the outside. It's pretty damn big. And then what fits inside of it is the 2-inch. And then what fits inside of that is the 1.5 with the bushings on it that I've already made and test fitted. So they work out pretty nice. And then one of these, let's see, which one is it? This one's bent, the outer one, but the inner one is 1.25 inches, and I just picked that one up. So we have the potential to go 40 feet. The only problem, as you know from the previous videos, is this one. I was kind of jerry-rigging the shims using scrap, just scrap sheet stock, you know. That hasn't been determined yet. So, but if it fails, it's okay. I'll go 30 feet, you know. And so, anyway, that's where things are at right now. I've got a lot of the material here and a bunch of the work done. I was spraying aluminum all over the place. I mean, it was just everywhere. So I rigged up, that's an old, that's a contractor's trash bag. And it helps keep all the material, all the chips on the freaking lathe and not everywhere else. I just taped it to the lamp for right now, but there's a piece of small 1-inch EMT that I'll bolt to this piece here, and then it'll stick up, and I can actually pull the thing apart pretty easy if I need to clean. But it's holding the chips back pretty good. Keeps it from puking them all over the place. So you can see them on there a little bit. So anyway, you know, when you take giant pieces of aluminum and you hog them down into these, you know, hollowed out bushings, you really waste a lot of material. So anyway, okay, I'm starting to run out of things to say, so I better shut up. See you, bye.